Hello and welcome back to Chaotic and Witchy. I am so incredibly grateful to have you here, and thank you so much to everybody who has left a like, comment, or subscribed. Your comments have been so incredibly kind. I am, as always, just incredibly excited and grateful to have you here with me today. And I have a very fun pick a card for you today. We're going to be looking at what your magical gifts and abilities are, what makes you magical or spiritually talented. What is it about you that is innate to you that sets you above all of the rest, that makes you uniquely spiritually gifted? That's what we're going to be looking at today with this pick a card. So go ahead, pick a pile, make your selection, and I'll see you in just a little bit. Hello and welcome to your reading pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm incredibly grateful to have you here, and I'm just going to dive right into it because there's a lot to go through. One of the things I'm immediately drawn to is this Empress card. Now, the Empress is the divine feminine energy of the tarot. She is the most creative force of the tarot. She is sensual, she's nurturing, she's grounding, she's represented by this incredible earthly energy. She is somebody who is abundant in every single way. Oftentimes she's depicted as a woman who is pregnant, but it doesn't have to be from the reproductive sense. The core message of the Empress is her ability to create. You are somebody who is a creative person. And the other thing that I think is that you are able to create in various areas. You're not really stuck in one area of creativity. You likely have and occupy different various creative forms and mediums. And I think that because I have this King of Swords card, and the King of Swords is juggling all of these swords up in the air almost effortlessly and without any sort of hesitation. And that's what makes me think that you're able to occupy various fields of creative areas such as music, art, literature, writing, poetry, and any kind, and even fields that have not even been discovered yet. You might even work electronically in the creative field of creating software, but you are definitely someone that is here to innovate, and you're highly intelligent and logical as well. You have a thirst for knowledge, and you likely read and study a lot. You might thrive in areas of academia. You are somebody who people come to for advice because they respect your authority and your intellect and your knowledge. And I think that this is something that you were thirsting for from a very young age. I think even when you were a small child, you were super curious. You had an old soul. It's likely that your friends and family and relatives remark about how you seem wise beyond your years. You just have this knowledge about you, and people probably come to you for advice. You're that person in the friend group that everybody wants to go to when they're having a problem, when they need an answer to a question that is weighing on them. You are that touch point because you have such a deep, immense well of knowledge and a thirst for knowledge that is just unquenchable. And that is something that, again, I think it comes easy to you. I think you're somebody who, yes, you work hard, you put in the time, you put in the effort, but once you crack something, once you master it, you really become an expert in it. You have this innate skill for learning, for understanding, and for growing with that Ace of Wands card, which represents this incredible potential, inspiration, innovation, and the flow of ideas. You are somebody who is either here to create something brand new, to be a creator in the arts, to innovate in some way, shape, or form in a logical field such as law, math, medicine, accounting, or in a creative field, or both. You don't have to be tied to one or the other. You have this incredible multiplicity to you that makes you suitable for so many various fields of life where you are meant to excel, because it's almost predestined in a way. You just have this innate knack. And the other thing with this Empress card, her representation being a very earthly energy, this very much innate earthly connection representing all of which life flows out of, very much so. I think that a lot of you are also very deeply tied to animals, and you have a sincere appreciation to animals with this animal guardian card, and also this adorable tender embrace card with these two elephants. I get the sense that you're somebody who has a very deep connection to earth and nature. And you may be, some of you I'm hearing, may be vets or in the biological field of veterinary care or animal sciences. You may be in environmental studies as well. But you have this very deep connection to the earth and to animals, and to being grounded in that natural sort of study. And I don't know how to really describe it, but you are drawn to them. And the other thing that I'm seeing about you, pile one, is that it's very likely that animals are very comfortable around you. So if you enter a stranger's house and they have a pet, or they have, you know, some kind, you know, a pet, or they have a farm, they have farm animals, they're very much drawn to you, and they very much trust you because you have this, they can almost sense that you are somebody who is going to treat them with respect, somebody who's going to be kind to them, someone who's not going to cause them harm. And it's very likely that when you meet an animal, they're immediately drawn to you, they're not afraid. And I'm sure all of you guys have had experiences where if you have a pet and a stranger comes in and the stranger is a little bit odd, maybe your animals will run away, but then there's certain people that come in and the animal doesn't run away and it's immediately playful and at ease. You are that person. Animals feel incredibly at ease in your presence because you emanate this very warm, earthly empress energy. The other thing about you is I think that you're not somebody to be messed with that Five of Swords card. That Five of Swords card is all about conflict to the point of defeat. The Five of Swords represents somebody who is not afraid to take down their competition, not afraid to face an adversary and win a fight, even though it's not necessarily the best thing to do or won't necessarily yield the best outcome. You're not afraid of a fight. You're somebody who comes from a point of from a place of incredible strength and, you know, protection. You are very much aware of when you need to protect yourself, when you need to stand up to yourself, when you need to fight a fight because it's the right thing to do in that moment. You're very aware of your own self-worth and your body as your temple, and the respect that you show yourself, you expect it to be delivered back to you. So you're very, very sensitive when people have wrong intentions or they want to cause you ill will, and you will not back down from a fight when it comes to protecting all that which you've built with that Five of Swords card. So you are very powerful, very much a very protecting force of both yourself and others. If people try to mess with your loved ones, with your friends, or with your family, you will go to the edge of the world to protect them. You're not afraid of a fight, and you're not afraid to defend that which you love and cherish. And with that World card, going back to the idea of you being an innovator, and with that King of Swords logical card, you're somebody, when you pick up a task, you face it to completion. You are not afraid of taking on new challenges and bringing them to a completion. You're not somebody who's likely to drop things halfway. You will finish it. If you started it, it will be finished, which makes you such an incredible skilled innovator, such an incredibly skilled creator, because you are somebody that has faith in their skill, in their talent, and will face it and, you know, bring it to fruition. And that which you want to bring into existence will come into existence. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you're ever doubting that, if you take a step back and you need a break, that's all it is. It's just a break, because you're going to get right back into it. Now, getting back to your spiritual and magical gifts, what exactly is magical about you? It is your ability to create. It is your ability to innovate, because that is not a skill that many people have. Many people don't necessarily have the capacity to bring something new into the world, unseen, important, vital, earth-changing, just completely, I guess, reshaping the realities that we're aware of. Something like that is a gift, and it is a gift that you possess. But more so, and beyond that point, you also have just magical abilities, such as your psychic abilities. I think that you're a highly intuitive person, and like I mentioned when I said that you're not somebody to be messed with, it's because you can sense people. You can definitely sense people's intentions. You can almost read their minds. You're very intuitive. You're the type of person who you will meet somebody in a group and they might charm, like just completely charm everybody in the group and really manipulate someone, but you will be able to see through that facade because you have this incredible, very razor sharp gut instinct and intuition about people and their intentions. And that is why you have the Five of Swords here. You're not somebody who is easily fooled. You're not somebody who is easily taken advantage of, because you have this very cutting sense for detail and intention. And you often, you know, if it's not clear to you at first, if you don't pick up at it at first, you will pick up at it over time, because you do have a high sense of psychic ability. You will start to hear or feel things in your gut. You will start to have thoughts enter your mind that will tell you something is not right, that something is off about something or a situation, and you are quick to listen to those feelings. And if you're not, you should be listening to those feelings, pile one, because you have this innate gift for really having foresight into the future, and you should be very much attuned to when your gut tells you something is off, not right, that somebody's trying to play you or take advantage of you, because you do have a very sharp, keen sense for that with your psychic abilities. You're likely to be somebody who has very vivid dreams that have come true. You are likely to have messages that come into you through your dreams or just in the waking day. There's really no barrier to this. It's just your subconscious that, and you might, like, for example, if you're just sitting there and you're thinking and you have a thought just enter your mind out of nowhere, you need to listen to it, because that is coming from a place of your natural gifts and abilities. You are incredibly psychically gifted, and that is partly why you're such an incredible creator and innovator, is because you get messages that you're attuned to. You're able to see things in a different way that many people cannot see. And with that logic and with your intelligence, like I said, you're not somebody who has the wool pulled over their eyes. You're not someone who's easily manipulated, and you really need to hold on to that. And I think I have my affirmation here with this She Feels, She Knows card. Like I said, I feel like you're a highly intuitive, highly sensitive person. There's very few things that people can get past you. You're often the one that is, you know, maybe your friends, when they start dating someone, they come to you and they ask you, what do you think about them? And that's because they respect both your opinion, your intelligence, your authority, but also your ability to see people for who they really are, to see intentions for what they really are. You have this very keen sense. And like I said, I don't think that you're somebody that people can manipulate and take advantage of easily, because you have this incredible sharp sense and instinct, and that is your magical ability, one of the many. Like I said, pile one, you're incredibly creative, you're incredibly innovative, you're very smart, you're intelligent, you have a thirst for knowledge, a thirst for growth and personal development that is unparalleled. And you have intense psychic gifts. And if you haven't yet tapped into it, you really should, because they're there. And I think you're likely somebody who has had a lot of moments where you've talked yourself out of it with this King of Swords card. I think you may be somebody who uses your intelligence to suppress your psychic abilities, but you have them and you need to listen to them and not explain them away. It's okay to explain them away. It doesn't change the fact that they're real or they're true. You can say, oh, I'm just really smart and I know things and I'm gifted in that sense, but they are coming from an external place. They're coming from a divine, magical place. And that is something you need to be acutely aware of, because those are your gifts. That's all I have for you, pile one. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and I hope to see you again very soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile two. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm going to get right into it. So number one, pile two, is that you are somebody who is an incredibly authentic person. You are someone whose light is an inspiration for other people. You do things that people look up to. You are someone who is an essential force, a fixed and important figure in the lives of a lot of people, whether you realize it or not. And if you are not yet, you are destined to be, because this Sun card is a representation of somebody who is authentic, warm, strong, energetic, and vibrant. And you definitely symbolize the sun. You are someone who is meant to lead the way, to be a point of energy and inspiration for other people, because you are unapologetically and authentically yourself. And that is an incredible inspiration to the people who come in contact with you. And the other thing I have here for you is this Lover's card. And the Lover's card is almost the other side of the coin when it comes to the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a very fixed, stable, conservative, immobile, unmovable, authoritative figure. A Hierophant really much leads with their head, and the Lovers lead with their heart. And although the Lovers is a romantic card, and a lot of time people just read it as, you know, the Lovers, oh, romance. But really what the Lover symbolizes is somebody who is authentically themselves, that leads with their heart, that leads with their passion and their intuition, instead of fixed, rigid, set ways of thinking, instead of paths that have been carved out to them by other people. They carve their own path, because their goal in life is to be authentic and to do things by following their heart, following their intuition, and following the things that make them feel passionate, alive, energetic, revitalized, and give them meaning in their life. Especially with this Four of Pentacles, pile two. Pile two, I sincerely think that a lot of you have had upbringings or points in their lives where you had faced incredible scarcity. You likely did not have much growing up. Maybe your family did not have much growing up in terms of resources, or it could also represent an emotional scarcity. Perhaps you grew up around people who did not give you the love or affection that you deserved, and for that reason you grew to value things that are more based in emotion, in love, in passion, instead of the material fixed things, instead of money, instead of possessions, instead of wealth. You are very much someone who, out of that scarcity, learned the true values of things, learned the true importance of the things that do not have a price tag assigned to them. And because you come from this place of scarcity or emotional difficulty and challenge, you're also somebody who is very minded in justice, in fairness, with this Justice card over here. You may be someone who, like I said, with the Lovers being almost the opposite side of the coin of the Hierophant, you are someone who does not like set institutions, set ways of thinking, set ways of doing things that we by now have learned time and time again do not work. Do not work for us as a society, do not work for us as a community, that are intended to manipulate reality, how we view things, how we view one another, in order to achieve some greater agenda or some outdated way of thinking and doing things. So it's very likely that you are someone who is here to break down the walls of injustice, to break down the monuments and institutions that represent the things that don't serve us anymore, that do more harm than good. And that is because, again, you have that authentic Lover's energy leading from your heart. Again, and I see it with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. With this page, with the Knight of Cups is someone that leads through their heart. They're a very romantic card. They're almost dreamy, and that is because they rule with their heart. And they're also very charming. The other thing I forgot to mention about you, pile two, it's very likely that you have a very boisterous personality. You're someone who's very funny and charming and creative, and you pull people into your circle with this Three of Cups. You likely have a very strong, supportive group of friends. You likely are someone who builds a community around them. People really gravitate towards them because of the things that you do, the things that you symbolize, the things that you stand for and represent. People are very much drawn towards you in this incredible, impactful way, because you have this very incredible, bright, effervescent energy. So the other thing about you, pile 2, and this should come to you as a bit of a warning, and it's something that you should be aware of, is you're also somebody who does not fully understand or appreciate their innate gifts and talents. You're somebody who is afraid of putting out into the world that which you think is, how do I say it? That which you think is imperfect. You may be a bit of a perfectionist, or you may just be somebody who really doubts the powers of their gifts. And what this card makes me think of, the release the dark wound, let love live, and what this card represents is somebody who creates something, but instead of understanding that this is, you know, a very important piece of art, a very important idea, or this is a very important effort that I've put my time and energy towards, they are more inclined to destroy it, dismantle it, throw it in the garbage, put it aside, and tell themselves not to think about it again, because they're afraid of their own powers, they're afraid of their own gifts and their talents, and they would much rather destroy it instead of putting it out into the world, because they're afraid of the criticism that they're going to receive, how people will view them, what people will say. And as an example, what I think about is Stephen King and creating the book Carrie. If you are a horror fan, or if you're aware of Stephen King, and I think we all are, and what I believe it was Carrie, but please correct me if I'm wrong, but Stephen King would write books that would end up being masterpieces and coveted pieces of art and literature, and he would destroy them, or try to destroy them, or hide them and put them away. And then the people in his life, like his wife, would dig them up and say, you know, try to get them published, try to get them out there, and they would end up being such incredibly important pieces of art and literature. And what I'm trying to say about you, pile 2, is I think you're afraid or unaware of your own innate gifts and talents, and the fact that you have something that is so valuable that it has to be put into the world. And you are somebody who is likely to question and doubt their skill, to really not believe fully and wholeheartedly that you have an essential gift or a talent. And this is a reminder for you, pile 2, that you very much do. You have a very powerful gift. You have something that you need to put out there. So if you're somebody who creates something and destroys it, or keeps it in their draft file, or draws something but is afraid to publish it or put it out there for the world to see because you think it's not good enough, you think it's inadequate, you keep focusing on the flaws, you need to know that you just have to take that step and put it out there. You have to do the things that scare you, because especially now, you're being asked to trust your talents in these changing times. And that is, again, because you are somebody who has incredible talents. You lead with your heart, and you lead with your spirit, and you are being asked to put those talents into the world, to let the world see them, because the world is going to be changed by them. And you need to allow the world to change, and you have to use your skills and talents in order to change the world. And that is what you're being prompted to do, because there are not many people like you. There aren't very many people who have this capacity to illuminate, to guide, to energize, to inspire. And you may not even be aware of it, but you certainly have this incredible skill. And what you're being asked to do is to take that first step, no matter how scary or daunting or intimidating it may be. If you fixate on the flaws of your art, if you fixate on the flaws of your idea and your voice, it will never be put out there, and you are going to be, I hate to say it, but robbing the world of something essential and something important, and something that they very much need to see and experience, because you have this divine matrix card. And this is such an incredibly beautiful card, because I think it's illustrative of what I'm trying to say. You have this silhouette of a person here, and behind them is all of this gorgeous light, all of these flowers, all of these imaginative, bold, creative ideas and vivid images. And what you are being asked and reminded is that all of this is divinely guided, that your skills are endued upon you, and that you have to let them out. You cannot keep them hidden, tucked away in your head. You have to let them out, because this is the world that resides within you, resides within your mind. This is the creativity and the spark that you carry inside of you, and you have to let it out so that the world can see it and experience it. And I think ultimately what you're going to find is that you're going to come into the Sun card, this card of energy and inspiration, of strength, of guidance, and being the source for other people, being someone that is leading in an authentic way instead of a set way of thinking, a way that is outdated and no longer serves us. And you're going to find that you build a community of people around you who are like-minded, who will find inspiration in you and be motivated by you to also do the same thing, to also act authentically, and to experience the world the way that you do by example. That's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again very soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm going to get right into it. So Pile 3, first and foremost, with this Queen of Cups card, I get the sense that you are somebody who is incredibly intuitive, you're emotionally stable, you're compassionate, and you're very empathetic, which is a really wonderful trait, because the other thing that I'm seeing here for you, Pile 3, that you are destined for a life of financial abundance. You have the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 10 of Pentacles, and I get this very strong sense that you are somebody who is intended for a life of leadership, especially with this King of Wands card. So you are someone who is destined to have a lot of financial stability, a lot of resources and wealth and power. And it is such a beautiful thing to see that right at the center of this reading is this Queen of Cups, because you are somebody who is going to have that power, stability, or influence, and exert it from a perspective of compassion, of empathy, of love. And I have the sense that if you are someone who does attract a lot of wealth and a lot of abundance into your life, you are someone who's also willingly going to share it and give back to the people in your life, to your community, and you have a very charitable streak. And I think that is precisely why you have such an intense gift for manifestation, for bringing abundance into your life, because you very much are somebody who is going to give back and not withhold it. And for that reason, you're going to bring yourself up while also bringing up the people around you, the people who look up to you. Because with the Sun card, I get the sense that you are someone that is going to be very inspirational, very authentic, and someone that people will look up to for encouragement, for motivation, for strength. And you are someone, like I said, with this leadership and ability to bring abundance into your life. You are going to be such an incredible role model and figure in order to allow both yourself to prosper, but you will encourage other people to prosper alongside with you. So you're not someone who's going to be greedy and selfish and motivated by power, but instead you're going to take your abundance and share it and make sure that people who do not have as much as you do, who do not have the resources that you have, also get a platform, also get a space where they too can become successful and grow. So perhaps in your career, you're somebody who does that, who brings people up, who uses your knowledge to bring up other people, to strengthen them and to help guide them along with that Sun card. And you do it all the while making sure that you're taken care of, but because of your empathetic and compassionate streak, you're someone who also thinks about the lives of others. And like I said, you are someone who is very, very strong, authentic, and confident, but you're not somebody who is without their challenges and their difficulties. You have the 10 of Swords, and what I get the sense of is that because you have this very powerful, confident, strong energy, this abundant energy, and you're able to bring in success and manifest your desires. And if you have not yet, this is something that is going to come to you in the future once you take control of your powers, once you acknowledge your strength, your powers, and your gifts. This is something that's going to start flowing into you. But because of the Ten of Swords is present, one of the other things that I'm seeing here is that you are also going to have experiences of being wounded and betrayed and hurt, because sometimes when you glow brightly like the sun, people are drawn into that energy, but you cannot necessarily control who it is that comes in and who it is who is invited or pulled into your orbit. And for that reason, there are going to be people who take advantage of you, who try to bring you down. But at the same time, you have this strength card here and this stand your ground card, because you are also somebody who's not easily shaken or moved by difficulties, by challenges, and by obstacles. You are someone who is able to face them head on, and you're able to fight against oppressive forces and difficult people and people who are there to try to bring you down and to hurt you or to take that which you have, which you possess. Even though you are a charitable, giving person, you are somebody who in a leadership role is going to work through empathy and understanding and compassion and ensure that the people around you are taken care of. Nonetheless, there are people who are going to try to bring you down, to hurt you, to bring you to their level. But you are fixed and you are resilient and you are like rock carved through the, through time, through air, natural forces into this beautiful mountainscape, because number one, you are able to both face and tackle challenges. You're able to climb through these mountains and obstacles are nothing for you, but you're also strong and resilient like a mountain. You are something to be reckoned with, and that you are very much empowered and strong with this gorgeous strength card. And one of the things that you have with all of this incredible, steadfast, resilient, and sophisticated energy is that you have an incredible innate capacity to trust in yourself, to trust in your own gifts, and to trust in your own mind, in your own talents. And if you have not yet tapped into this, this is going to come with time. This is something that you're going to have to sharpen through experience, through feeling pain, through feeling suffering, as represented by this Ten of Swords card, because over time it is going to make you strong. It is going to make you more stable, rigid, and carve you into the leader that you are meant to be. Carve you into that landscape like the mountains. The mountains stand out above everything. When you look at a landscape, you will always see the mountains behind the trees, behind the water, and that is what you're meant to be. You're meant to be a source of both inspiration and stability for others, but you're also meant to be that for yourself, because you have this incredible gift, and you are somebody that once you do tap into it, once you become comfortable with it, you will learn to trust in yourself and in your own instincts and in your own intuition. And the other thing that's coming through for me, pile 3, is that you have to be very careful and ensure that you're listening to your gut and to your intuition. So if you have a feeling or a sense and you have a bad feeling about something, or something doesn't feel quite right, you should be able to walk away from it. So don't be tempted by people or offers or things that may seem enticing if they feel inherently wrong to you, because you have a very good, keen sense and a great intuition, and you should very much listen to it, because on your path you are meant for great things. You are meant for abundance, and you have to make sure that you take care of yourself and you listen when things feel off or awry. That's also a bit of a warning for you, pile 3. Be careful, listen, and do not be swayed by things that don't feel right just because perhaps people are telling you they are right, or people are trying to get you to pivot in a certain direction, because people will certainly try to take advantage of you, especially if you are somebody who is in a leading position, in a role of influence and power over others. People are going to try to capitalize on that. And the other thing with this incredible abundance, with this incredible energy of manifestation, of bringing your dreams into reality, which I do think is your key gift here, you are also somebody who is going to have a lot of fun and a lot of exploration in your life with this opening to discover card. You're someone who is going to experience the world in a very beautiful, intense way. You're someone who's going to have a lot of wonderful experiences and be taken on a lot of paths and journeys so that you can grow and develop and enhance your skills and abilities, enhance your intuition, and enhance your leadership ability. And part of the reason why you are going to be an extraordinary leader is because you are open to discovering, you're open to learning and growing and shaping and adapting and really developing yourself. And I think that that is going to make you an extraordinary leader because you're going to be able to see things through a lot of perspectives. You're going to be able to experience things not in just one way, but through the eyes of others, through the experiences of others, especially with this Queen of Cups, empathetic, compassionate energy. You're likely somebody who really feels the pain and struggles of others, and no matter how successful you may get, no matter how much of a role model or authority figure you become, you're always going to have your finger on the pulse of the lives of other people and the challenges of other people, and that is why you are destined to be such an incredible leader and an incredible resource to other people. It is because you are able to see things through the multiplicity of experience, through the different ways we live and experience life and challenges. And for that very reason, with the central Queen of Cups energy, everything that flows out of it, abundance, money, wealth, success, power, authority, whatever it is that you are going to receive, and I do believe it is going to be all of those things, you're always going to view it through the perspective of empathy, of compassion, and understanding, because you are going to have all of these incredible experiences that are set for you. There are journeys you are meant to take, whether you like it or not. They're going to happen, and when they do, they're only going to expand your abilities to be someone who is empathetic and strong and resilient and compassionate first and foremost, while all of the other gifts that are intended for you flow in. That is what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you have a lovely day. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again very soon. Hello and welcome to your reading, Pile 4. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I'm going to get right into your reading. So to start off, I'm going to talk about the 2 Temperance cards that have appeared for you, Pile 4. And one of the things that's coming through to me very strongly with those Temperance cards is I think that you are somebody who is very patient, and you are able to act as a very neutral balancing force to balance 2 opposing sides and help it meet an equilibrium. So one of the ways this likely manifests in your life, Pile 4, is that you're somebody who would be an excellent counselor or a mediator. You're able to de-escalate really intense emotions by approaching them from a perspective of duality, of seeing both sides, of seeing the dark and the light, the easy and the difficult, the painful and the pleasant. You're able to really balance 2 opposing forces, and you're not likely to take a firm stance on something and be rigid in your thinking, because you have this incredible way of seeing 2 sides to an equation and seeing complex situations and alleviating tension and alleviating very difficult emotions. And I think that this comes through your own pain and experience, Pile 4. You have the 10 of Swords and you have the 5 of Cups. So you have likely experienced a lot of painful emotions in your life, a lot of challenges, and you likely do struggle a lot in your day-to-day life. You may have difficulties with mental illness or physical illness that really helps you approach things through an empathetic perspective and sheds a brand new and unique light on situations that others may not have. And for that reason, I think that you have an incredible skill when it comes to resolving difficult situations, tackling challenges, and helping 2 opposing sides see see clearly and achieve an equilibrium. And I think that likely when it comes to your career, or when it comes to just to your day-to-day life, you are someone that people go to help resolve difficulties, disputes, challenges. You may be somebody who works in areas where disputes are common, and you help neutralize them because you have this incredible gift and talent for that, and it likely stems through your own difficulties with despair and sadness and loss and grief, and you very much lead through that perspective. But that's not the only thing about you, pile 4. You also have a lot of abundance and a strong manifestation gift when it comes to bringing your ideas into reality, when it comes to creating your reality, whether you're aware of it or not. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles represents manifestation, abundance. It represents success in your career, new beginnings. And I do think that you have quite a lot of that is set out for you. And with the Knight of Swords, I think that you're somebody who is very ambitious, you're action-oriented, you're energetic, and you have an incredible gift when it comes to grabbing life, seizing opportunities, and really taking them for what they are worth, and really getting the most out of things. And you are very much energetic, and you take care of yourself and others. And when it comes to facing pain and difficulty and challenge, you likely like to retreat and meditate and recharge with this Hermit card. And I think that you're somebody, again, with that Temperance card, it also represents temperance within your own life. So I think because it appears twice, it represents, number one, what you offer for others, but number two, what you offer for yourself. You very much value internal healing, rest, recuperation, and the importance of taking a step back when things become too difficult and painful. And very much you take care of your physical body and your mind, and you're careful to protect your own energy from the things that may be painful, challenging. And for that reason, that is why you're able to offer up so much for others, and offer up counseling, advice, services, mediation, and a capacity to help resolve difficult, tense situations in the lives of other people. Is that because you value your ability to take care of yourself first as well. And it's likely something that came to you through a lot of pain and difficulty and challenge in your own life. So you're able to connect to the pain of others easily. And for that reason, people really trust you with that and gravitate towards you. But again, you're not just like a meek little flower who is all about settling, disputes, or really helping others meet a point in their lives where they're able to also heal and recharge. Like I said, I have a sense that some of you are in counseling or in areas of dispute resolution, or you have very much taken an active role in your life to help pull two sides of opposing forces together and help reach a more unanimous and, I guess, a better outcome instead of adversarial and tense relationships. You may have been somebody who in your life, fortunately or unfortunately, had to be a de-escalator in a lot of ways, but that is not because you're a weak, wilting flower. You are very confident and strong. You have the confidence card here, and again, I think your confidence is something that didn't come to you easily. I think you had a lot of pain, difficulties, and challenge. People have hurt you. People have tried to put you down and bring you down, or you yourself have engaged in a lot of behavior that was meant to really hurt you instead of allow you to see yourself for who you are. And through those challenges, you have, or you will, emerge stronger and better and much more set in your own skin and understanding your own value and be able to take care of yourself. If that's not something you've yet achieved, it is your gift, and it is something you're going to soon be able to do. You're going to be able to really find value in yourself, and with that, you're going to be able to create the life you desire. You're going to be able to manifest with this Ace of Pentacles energy the things that you want, the things that you need, and bring new beginnings your way. Now, the other thing about you, Pile 4, you're one of the more incredible magical gifts that you have as represented by this card. Now, the card says the word wants to be written, but the other thing that I'm really drawn to is this monarch butterfly. And I always love seeing monarch butterflies because to me they represent our dead ancestors. They represent our deceased loved ones that are still around us. And the reason why is because in Mexican folklore, the monarch butterfly represents the spirits of those who have passed on that come to visit us in the form of the monarch butterfly. So what I'm sensing is that you're somebody who is surrounded by your ancestors. You are surrounded and supported by your deceased loved ones, and they are around you always. And it's very likely that you see monarch butterflies in your day-to-day life. And if you do, that is just a reminder and a sign from them to you that they are around you, that they are guiding you, and that they are very much proud of what you've achieved and what you have yet to achieve. So pay attention to when they appear. They're likely to appear when you're having difficulties, when you are stuck in this Ten of Swords or Five of Cups energy, this sad, remorseful, loss-filled or pain-filled energy. And they're there to remind you that they're there, that they're guiding you, and that you're well on your way. And with this, the word wants to be written card, they're inspiring you to create. They're inspiring you to do the things that you are afraid of, that you don't want to put down on paper, that you don't want to bring into reality. They are here to tell you not to be afraid, to be courageous, to be confident, and to understand your worth and your value. Because at the end of the day, you are incredibly gifted. You have the Oracle's gift card here represented, so you're likely somebody who has a lot of very intense spiritual powers. You have a lot of gifts, psychic gifts and intuitive gifts. You're likely somebody who does get, you know, clairvoyant messages, claircognizant messages. You're somebody who likely may even hear the voices of your ancestors in your dreams. You may hear them from day to day when thoughts pop into your mind and they just come out of nowhere and they're unexpected. Listen to them, because you are likely very, very sensitive to the voices of those who have come before you, and they're surrounding you all the time, and they're guiding you all the time, and they're reminding you that you're well on your way on your journey, and that they are around you and that they are proud. But often they will have messages for you, and you need to listen to them, because you are gifted with that innate ability to listen, especially when you're in moments of meditation. They will come to you when you're in moments of meditation or contemplation or quiet. When you retreat somewhere where you can recharge and rest, that's where you will hear them most acutely. That is when you're going to hear them. And you do need to listen in, because you are gifted with this incredible talent, this ability to hear and connect with them, and they are talking to you and they want you to listen. They have a lot for you to hear and to understand, and they are guiding you. So it may even be likely that you have some mediumship abilities. Maybe your abilities aren't just tied solely to hearing your ancestors. You may have messages that come in when you're around people, and you know, if they come into your mind, say them out loud, speak them out loud. You never know what might happen. If you are around somebody and you have this sudden urge to tell them something, to warn them about something, say it out loud. What's the worst that can happen? They might just think you're a little bit loony, but you know what? Maybe it's something that they will connect with. Maybe it's something that is a warning, that it is important for them to hear. So don't brush off when you hear messages or you hear ideas or things come to you. Do listen to them, do repeat them, because sometimes I get the sense that you are there to channel messages for others as well. So that is what I have for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this reading, and I hope to see you again very soon.